Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are going to be continuing the narration and character voice acting for the side story Adventure That Cannot Wait for the Sun, Inudi Harek Horaket. Still a very long name, but it is a trend with everything anime recently, so I guess we're trendy in that kind of context. But yeah, anyway, this is part 2, so that means the usual. Before we begin, to anybody who bumps into the voiceover through this very episode, the playlist for this entire thing, plus other things, are linked in the description of the video. And there are many more playlists on the channel for pretty much everything Arknights, so enjoy and thank you very much. And as always guys, thank you very much for all the likes and the comments and the views you are leaving behind. Thank you very much, and especially on the previous part, I am glad that I'm not the only one who is apparently enjoying the never-ending shenanigans and escapades and the rising up of a certain Minoan goddess, aka Greek goddess, Aspasia. That is the most unintentional hilarious character that I have seen in a while. And I have played recently Metaphor Fantatio, and I have been enjoying the Hulkenberg shenanigans. So yeah, she kind of falls into that same category, and I am loving every moment of it so far. The character that I have not expected to be in this story, never dreamt of being in a story like this, and I got my Minos lore, and I am kind of happy, and I'm kind of hoping this is gonna lead into an actual Minos story down the line. We are still overdue one, and I do hope there's gonna be one in the future, and that she's gonna be in it. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna do the quick little recap here before we begin. So as always, if you wanna skip the recap and go to the beginning of the story, as always, timestamps are down in the comment section below in the pinned comment. Hit them and you will be right at the beginning for today's section. But yeah, anyway, on the previous part, we began our story pretty much in the same lieu as every story. Introduction to the setting and the characters. And the setting this time around is a city in Sargon by the name of Menat-Ha'mait, and its major big museum, which name I'm gonna be skipping out here because holy hell, it is torture, and so is the name of another character, but we'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, Menat-Ha'mait is our setting and its museum, and we have a pretty menagerie of characters here, beginning with Anat, aka Papyrus, who is the acting curator of the museum, Titi, yes, that is the other character I will only refer to with this name in these recaps, you can sue me, Titi, well, it sounds funnier this way, anyway. Titi, who is the vice curator, and Pepe, who the two of them are expecting to arrive at any given moment, who is herself a daughter of a Padisha. Now, the three of them are also what appears to be something of childhood friends, or at least old school friends. Then we have Narantuya, who is a desert bandit essentially, and she is in Menat to well, she has debts, and she's there to kidnap Pepe for some good juicy ransom money so she can get out of her debt. And then we have the aforementioned Aspasia, who is in the city because of the exhibits in the museum, but mostly just for the Minoan exhibits, which contain some artifacts from Minos that were essentially plundered from their temples and other places some 100 or so years ago. She has a bit of a personal stake in this. But anyway, Pepe is in the city because she's mostly interested in the very crown jewel of the exhibit, which is a mummy of an unnamed general that was uncovered very recently and is in a very good condition. Pepe has a gem that essentially belongs, or seems to be belonging, to the mummy, and she has, well, she has a plan to get in. Through her friend Titi, who gives her her pass so she can enter without raising any alarms, Pepe sneaks into the museum at night. In the museum, she finds the mummy, she inserts the jewel into its chest cavity, and it pretty much is stuck in there, it seems, and disappears. But sadly, Pepe, before she can do anything and see anything anymore, has to leave the museum because a guard shows up and pretty much she has to book it out of there. Next day, during the presentation of the mummy that Anat is holding, the mummy suddenly wakes up It spooks pretty much everybody in attendance, especially Anat, whose ear got grabbed by the mummy gently. Not too hard to do any damage to her. But she's out cold and everybody else started running. The crowd flees in shock and Titi helps them evacuate, but at the end, the crowd ends up with Aspasia in a completely different wing of the museum. In the meantime, Pepe, who was left behind with the mummy and the unconscious Anat, notices that the mummy is mimicking her every movement. So she concocts a plan essentially to get the mummy and Anat together into Anat's office by just piloting remotely the mummy to carry Anat and walk itself into the office. Into Anat's office. In the office, once some troubles and tribulations are behind, Pepe begins to examine the mummy. In the meantime, Narantuya sets her plan to grab Pepe into motion very slowly in the background, and Aspasia is giving lessons on history and escorting the people out of the museum to safety. And everybody is pretty much just raising the woman up. After waking up from her spook, Anat hands another gem to Pepe for the mummy, and she proceeds to put it in its chest, just like with the first one. At first nothing happens, and the mummy just freezes up in place and does nothing for a brief moment. Titi in the meantime in the museum discovers that other exhibits are starting to come to life, and that spooks her at first. So Anat hears the shrill shriek in the background and leaves Pepe alone with the mummy. And as Pepe is left alone with the mummy, she becomes a bit absorbed in doing some research in the office through some documents that are there, and Narantuya drops into the office through the open window. She tries to put Pepe to sleep with a concoction that she has on hand in a syringe, but the mummy comes suddenly to life, grabs her arm, and has Narantuya insert the syringe into her own neck, and she begins to just lose consciousness. And as she's gradually falling asleep, the mummy just holds her out of the window and pretty much just tosses her out like she's just garbage. Now that Narantuya is out, the mummy and Pepe have a brief moment where the two of them are introducing each other to each other, and we learn that the mummy's name is Zubayr, who was once upon a time directly working for the Shah. In the meantime, all is not lost for Narantuya on the outside. As she was falling, she was seen by Aspasia, who was on the outside, and she apparently, it seems, rushed to her very safety right at the last moment. And that is where we left off, so let's continue. So then, today we are going to be covering the story from stages number 3, 4, and 5. And as a little bonus, I did not pick up our dear little Papyrus yet, our dear little Anat, and we're going to do that at the end of today's part. So, let's proceed into stage 3. Titled, Take Me Out to the Grand Bazaar. Our new friends have made some strange requests. Well, let's see.
Titi. Fetch!
The jewel construct fetches the ball. And it brings it back.
Who is the cutest little thing? You are! Stop fooling around, Titi. I've always wanted a pet, but my family wouldn't let me have one. Look how cute it is. It's not a pet, it's part of the museum's collection. Tell that to Pepe. She's yelling at part of the museum's collection.
Say that again!
I apologize, Pepe Kanoon, but I am unable to answer. The memories of the trove's location remain vague.
You sure you don't want to stop her? I'm starting to feel sorry for that corpse cowering in a corner. Well, try harder. Maybe you'll remember then.
I'm afraid it would be futile. They who split my memories distributed them evenly across all the gems to ensure the secret could not be easily accessed. There are 5 gems in total. You may have to find all of them before I can tell you the answer.
Where are the rest of the gems? You must know that, right? You don't?
The army that defeated me consisted of many Padishas and Lords of Mir. They took the gems with them when they left.
It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. There must be another way. Use that golden brain of yours.
Zubayr is forced into a corner by Pepe, even as the short girl doesn't come up to his chest. He feels a pressure so great, it threatens to buckle even his hardened metal kneecaps. Please, Hanim Effendi, have patience.
Then tell me something useful.
There is a faint resonance between the gems that I can sense if I'm in their proximity.
Are you kidding me? You want me to take you across all of Sargon? This city alone holds thousands of gems.
I think I sense one faintly,
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Look, Anat, she's trying to remove part of the museum's collection. Pepe, Zubayr Effendi is a valuable part of the museum's collection. We must ensure that he is stored under appropriate conditions, and I can't allow him to be exposed to the elements. Leave the thought and do your research here. Do not go out. 40% increase in funding next year? No. Double? My staff will be watching you at all times. Sedepti, may you be healthy. What's come over her? Zubayr Effendi, I know it's not exactly polite to ask a man of his funeral effects, but I would be remiss, Can I borrow this for a couple of days?
The jewel construct spins rapidly.
Of course, Hanim Effendi.
You can come out now, Zubayr. There's no one here. How do you go through a hole like that at your size? It's like you turned liquid or something.
My body is extremely flexible, allowing me to pass through narrow spaces.
I thought I would have to tear down the wall if you couldn't get out.
There is no need.
Zubayr closes his eyes and shakes his sistrum. As the chimes ring, the wall around the hole slowly turns to sand, falling to the ground, leaving behind a much bigger hole. With eyes wide, Pepe walks back and forth through the hole, then picks up a handful of sand.
Why didn't you use your genium arts? I almost hit my head crawling through the hole.
You didn't ask.
Well, you should close it back up. Wouldn't want anyone else to see it.
As you wish.
The chimes ring again, and the sand flows back into the hole. Soon, there is no sign that the hole was ever there.
Centuries ago, there was nothing but sand. Now tall buildings line the streets. Such prosperity. Dams line the banks of the river, flowing gently through the city. It reminds me of Shah, built upon an oasis.
Shah, the city of springs? I thought it was just a legend. No one has found it in centuries.
No, it was very real. Its Padisha was a despot who challenged the Shah's authority on multiple occasions. I had to pay him a personal visit.
And then?
Then it was no more.
Did the whole city have to pay for the sins of a single Padisha?
I did nothing but cut the Padisha's head off and throw it into a spring. It was the chained slaves who burned the city to the ground. If you visited yourself, you would be shocked by the filth and stink. They made sacrifices in the water, but the water system was primitive.
Please stop. I can almost smell it.
I see. Can we go to the river?
No, not that way. It's early. The banks of the river are still brightly lit, and that would kill me if someone saw the museum's collection walking the streets. I know a place. Follow me.
Curator or not, we've taken inventory of the collection. Here it is. Oh, Medjehtiqedti, Kanum? What are you doing here?
Anat went to meet a guest, so I'm taking over some of the documents. The Padisha statue wasn't damaged in an accident. It was missing one eyeball to begin with. Who wrote this? How's my impression? But it's true that the statue's records are wrong. Be careful next time.
Really? Let me see who was in charge. Izaja and Inaja. I think they are under your...
Here, Age of Shadow exhibit counted twice. Make sure you double check.
This is...
my favorite place in the city.
You like empty streets?
It's not like this during the day. Everything in Menat-Ha'mait goes through here. Merchants from all across the country come here to trade gems, furs, spices, crafts. People come from other countries too, often making large transactions. If you're going to find a gem somewhere, this would be it. Deep in the Grand Bazaar is a trading post dedicated to gems. Virtually every gem in the city passes through it. Do you sense the gem we're looking for? Are you listening?
Forgive me. I'm curious about the crafts being sold here. In my time, animal sculptures like these were guardians of tombs, companions for the dead. Now, though, they're being peddled on the streets as everyday items.
Well, it's a decorative sculpture for home use. 25 dinars.
From the murals on the walls to the hieroglyphs all around, many things feel so familiar, yet so strange at the same time.
Perhaps we should go and see a few more places?
Medjehtiqedti, Hanim Effendi. The great families have sent inquiries. The Padishas take the solemnity of Sargonian history so seriously. How do we explain this incident to them?
Just tell them it was an internet mistake and we'll deal with it accordingly.
Deal with whom?
The acting curator, perhaps?
Huh?
Is it really true, Titi? There was unexplained access made using your pass both last night and this morning. What if someone investigates? That can't be. I wiped all the records clean. So you finally admitted it. Well, this I can cover up, but the mummy coming back to life on the eve of the Flood Festival is another matter. What's your plan? To keep the museum closed until things blow over. No way!
Look at that Badgir.
A wind catcher, yes. The most common type of tower here. Those openings catch the cool, high winds and guide them into the building through vents.
Cool air flows into the space below, pushing the hot air out the opposite side.
I didn't know you were an architect.
I'm not, but I met the talented architect who invented the Badgir.
Do you sense the gems yet?
I'm sorry. I can't sense any nearby. Maybe I could tell you something else. Are you not curious how the gems retain one's memories and consciousness?
Well, I am curious. I figured it was some kind of Sarkas witchcraft related to the Zayadin.
People in my time believed that life consists of 3 parts: body, name, and soul. Body is the physical vessel, and name is the identity known to others. The soul, however, is what truly makes us human. It is the emotions and experiences that form our character. All 3 parts must be preserved together in order for life to be eternal. The body can be replaced with something more durable. The name can retain its meaning by being passed on through generations.
I know. That's the genesis of Sargonian noble heritage.
The soul, however, is the frailest of the 3. During the Age of Shadow, it was discovered that part of the soul can be preserved, in a manner of speaking, by etching it upon a pure gem with originium circuits.
Like the gem in your chest.
Yes.
I've only ever read about it in ancient texts. Scholars call it superstition, born out of a lack of understanding of the nature of life.
That is a misinterpretation. However, the true mystery, the method by which our life's journey is engraved, has long since been lost to time.
Or it might exist to some degree. Gems with engraved originium circuits can still be found in the city. Last year, a gem with originium circuits that could change the ambient temperature in a small area was sold at auction for an incredible price.
Some things survive the test of time, only to become barely recognizable.
The sun's about to rise. We should get back before the museum opens. Let's go. The museum is just ahead. I don't want to crawl through another hole. Why don't we use your arts to make a shortcut?
One moment, Pepe.
Have you sensed the gem?
No. I would like to see the sunrise. The one thing that the passage of time cannot change.
Okay, just for a bit.
Oh, lucky. It is still bright, glorious, brilliant. It still brings warmth. Inudi Harek, Horaket. Zubayr slumbered for centuries beneath the sands, with only darkness for company. He squints straight at the sun rising in the east, the brilliant wheel of flame. Sunlight shines upon him for the first time in a very long while, illuminating his golden body. Pepe can barely open her eyes, so bright it is. Is it time to go back?
You can stay a while longer, if you like being in the sun. We have a little bit of time. The sun is up. 4 days, no, 5 since Narantuya went missing. Focus, Sajazi. This work requires attention to detail. You're sure that the communicator fell into this drainage outlet when we left the museum, right? I'm sure. Well, we've been dredging through it every day, but we haven't found a shadow of it. We can't reach Narantuya if we don't find it. If we can't reach Narantuya, what will we do? I remember Narantuya saying we should find a way to get money when she's not around. You're right, Ajani. We need to pull a big job. That way, we can buy a new communicator and get in touch with the boss. Let's go. We've got work to do at the museum.
Alright.
Huh?
Hey, Ajazi, I think I hooked something.
What do you think, Lazbar? A hue like the night sky and the wavy pattern in it, like lava gently flowing across it. It was dug up from the deep obsidian veins decades ago. It's a rare treasure today, given the state of Mount Siesta. The gem vendors in town dare not give a hasty quote for it, and you've been away from the post these past few days.
There is no Reginium circuit on this gem. I'm afraid I cannot give you a high price for it. The blue fowl beast that was perched on the overseer's staff flies up, grabs the obsidian and places it gently on the scale. The scale comes to a halt, and the young overseer looks at the reading. 370 dinars.
But a Siestan collector offered a much higher price for it, the equivalent of 37,000 dinars. Could you perhaps be mistaken?
You could always go back to that collector.
Ah, well, it's not that I don't trust the overseer's eyes and scales. But if we were in Londinium, Lungmen or Siesta...
We're in Menat-Ha'mait. There are treasures here beyond reckoning. The sand beneath your feet was perhaps at one time gems brighter than the stars. That is why we value the power of a gem far more than its appearance. 370 dinars is the most I can give for an ordinary obsidian, with no Reginium circuits or special powers.
Can we really sell a rock that we reeled in from the sewers? Even the roads in the city are paved with gems. Try holding it under the sun.
What am I supposed to see?
Nothing. It's like the plastic handle of my toothbrush.
Well, don't be discouraged, Johnny. It could help Narantuya's great endeavor, even if it's not worth much. Like, she could enjoy ice water for an entire week once she comes back, added with lemon slices and dried dates for sure.
Hey, you! Yeah, you, behind the counter.
Me?
Yeah, you're the receptionist, right?
Receptionist?
No.
It's our first time here. We want to what do we want to do, Ajazi?
To get this gem appraised and sell it for good money.
Yeah, that's right. Do you know where the queue for gem appraisals is?
Give it to me. I can appraise it.
Wow, even the receptionist at the gem trading post knows how to appraise gems.
At first glance, it's a pale sapphire of low purity.
Low purity? Sounds like dry datas are off the menu.
Well, the lemon slices still have a chance.
The Originium circuits are clearly visible. This is...
What is it? Is there something wrong with the circuits?
Never mind, Ajazi. The gem probably doesn't do anything judging by his reaction.
No, it does. The Originium circuits on this gem can induce excitement in small animals.
It makes small animals excited? Where are you going, Ajani?
Back to work at the museum, of course. You know how much money we're making per hour carrying boxes? Forget that blue toothbrush handle. Can't afford to waste our time here.
Hey, wait for me!
Wait, your gem. I was going to say I could offer 50,000 dinars for it. Mia, you're back early. It's okay, you tried. It's not easy to see him, is it? Hey Mia, try this.
Mio touches the pale blue gem with a paw. and sniffs it, and purrs excitedly, and rolls in ecstasy. Glad you like it. What's that? You found your motivation again? Alright then, go with Woof to find the gems. They finally converged upon this city.
Shh! Stay in the grass and don't come out. I had to be real careful to get you out during the day.
The grass is too short. I can't hide my ears.
Then get lower. Father, that girl is rummaging in the grass.
Shh, it's not polite to point. She must be drunk.
No, I can still see them. She's about to fall into the grass. Should we help?
Shh, pretend not to see her. A little fall never hurt anyone. It's being seen falling that's really embarrassing. This is where the events leading up to the Flood Festival are held. And all the competitors are here today to sign up. It would be really awkward to run into her during the competition.
It's a Menat-Ha'mait tradition to sink various items into the river as a sacrifice to the river god ahead of the Flood Festival, praying for good luck. Guess where we can find the rarest gems in the city?
The river.
Wait here while I go get one of the bush trimming carts. You can sit in the bin for collecting fallen leaves. That way we can get you to the river without anyone finding out.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
Come on, stop tugging at my shirt and act your age. Stay hidden and stay put. I'll be back soon.
Suddenly Mio appears.
Creature?
Mio lifts its tail elegantly.
Ah, many statues here were carved in your likeness.
Mio wags its tail proudly.
Beautiful. No wonder the people here love you so much.
Mio holds up its backside with dignity.
Do you want me to pet you? But you're too far. And Pepe told me not to move from here.
Mio makes a deliberate display.
Can you come closer?
Mio shakes its tail irritably.
Please, don't be angry. Perhaps I can move forward a little. Wait!
Hey, Zubayr, stop gawking at cloud beasts. Look what I found. Why do you look so dour?
I'm not dour.
Then get in here. I've measured it. It should fit you with room to spare.
It's a little dirty.
Dirty? It's just some fallen leaves and a piece of scrap paper. You were dug out of a hole filled with sand and dirt.
I respectfully decline.
Alright, I'll clean it. Fallen leaves, scrap paper. It's a leaflet. It's not even that dirty.
Pepe spreads open the rolled up ball of paper. She freezes on the spot.
Harvest gathering. What is that?
Part of the local festivities. Competitors display their most valued possessions, and the winners get prizes from the sponsors.
Many of the prizes are familiar. The second place prize, in particular, brings back memories.
Of course it does, Zubayr.
Do I still have to go into the bin?
Of course. I cleaned it for you.
This way. The mummy won't. Mom! Is she finally awake? Damn, I'm glad that was just a dream. I don't want to be haunted by the dead this young. Please don't throw the vessel. Even if it's your own, you may not harm others while using it. Sorry, I thought it was my knife I was throwing. Apology accepted. Good morning. Wait, morning? In the silence, Narantuya seizes up the stranger before her, who gives off the aura of a seasoned warrior. She slowly moves her hand to her belt, while carefully taking in her surroundings. Her coin purse is still tied to her belt, but her weapons are gone. Her knives are lying on the tea table, on the other side of this unfamiliar room. The room itself seems unremarkable, but this is a city where even the manhole covers are laid with gems. Narantuya knows that even the most unremarkable thing here can command a remarkable price. Oh, it was you who saved my life. Thank you so much, kind soul. Once I get out of here, I'll have all my subordinates remember your name. So, how much do you want? I'm sorry. If you mean the bread and fruit that I brought back from my morning jog, these were gifted from others that should not be valued in terms of money. I wasn't asking about that or why I don't get good stuff like that when I walk the streets. Might you mean it's free? Good. The sun is my witness, not taking back your word. I appreciate the kindness. How are you feeling? Based on my medical knowledge, I do not believe you're injured, but you had been unconscious for a long time. Oh, forgetting to sleep for a while. Guess I was making up for it. No worries. Consider it a bad hereditary habit. Hereditary? As long as it's nothing serious. Feeling unwell anywhere? She reaches for her neck instinctively. The needle wound has healed, but the memories from before the long nightmare begin to float to the surface. The past that never arrived, the failed kidnapping, the terrifying mummy, the feeling of free fall, the faint sound of wind. That was the 10th floor. I didn't think I would ever wake up from that. Wow, is that what dying feels like? It's terrible. Thank you for saving my life. They say that one can never truly die if her name continues to be spoken after a death. But if eternal life means an eternal nightmare of being chased by mummies to the ends of the sands, then I must reconsider whether it's worth it to have my name known all across Sargon. You jumped from the window because you wanted to have your name known all across Sargon? I suppose. I fail to understand the Sargonian obsession with such tradition. I sympathize. Have things not been going well for you in life? Racked up a debt. It's been a pretty big headache. Say, I want to ask you. You saved my life and I ought to repay you. Do you want to work for me? I'm planning something of a great endeavor. What? I remember now. I made a wish when I fell from the building. I guess you're that competent subordinate granted by fate. Very well. I'm happy to be of help if it alleviates your stress and gives you the will to live.
Anat, look what I found. I don't know what you found, but I found that you've been sneaking away with the museum's collection again. And putting him in a dirty leaf bin. Sorry, I just couldn't bear to watch him waste away in the museum, so I took him out to get some fresh air. Is that so?
Yes, Anat, honey. I was interested in seeing the outside.
See? Let's drop this and talk about the good stuff I found. A creased leaflet. Look what it says. The typical pre-festival events. Wait, is that the third gem that Zubayr and I have been looking for? Didn't you say you took Zubayr out because he was wasting away in the museum? Kill two foul beasts with one stone, as they say. Did you think about how to get the gem? Second place is not exactly easy to get. The harvest gathering attracts the rich and noble, eager to show off their treasures. I know of at least 2 Padishas who are visiting anonymously.
I can help you appraise ancient artifacts, or volunteer myself as the entry.
No worries. That's the easy part. The hard part is finishing second. The entry has to be extraordinary, but not unique. It must represent an era, but not symbolize it. You need to finish exactly second to get the large gem with unique characteristics and Shah markings. How to finish second? That is the question. Do you have an idea?
Pepe does not answer. She looks up at the skylight, squinting. It is past noon, and sunlight spills through the round skylight, casting an oval of light on the ground. Standing in the middle of the oval, Pepe grins from ear to ear, pointing at the sun outside.
Heck no, Harek! Entering with a Harek statue? Not a bad choice. No, I'm just expressing my gratitude for his inspiration. I'm not entering an item associated with him. Look at the circle he's casting on the ground. Doesn't it look like...
I see. You plan to enter with a talisman engraved with a royal name. The cartouche is the symbol of good fortune and warding against evil. Perhaps that will catch the attention of the judges.
What are you people talking about? Isn't this oval of light just like a golden slipper?
Slipper.
Yes, I'm winning that gem with a golden slipper that's been passed down through my family for generations.
I don't want to keep crouching behind this wall. Can I go in with you?
Stop complaining. I got you your ice cream. Can you actually taste it though?
No, I'm just curious what all those people were queuing for.
Is your curiosity satisfied? Eat up, or your head is going to melt in the sun.
Ice Street created in my image. I'm surprised how popular I am here.
You may not be able to taste it, but you can feel the coolness, right?
Not so much a sensation as an impulse. An impulse to jump into the river, allow the water to flow over me, and have a good swim.
That's just how we normally spend this summer, isn't it? Oh, right. Gold sinks in water.
That's why I described it as an impulse.
Alright. Be patient. And I'll take you to the largest artificial lake in town once the sun goes down and the competition has ended. I'll be going. See you later.
Zubayr pulls up the cape. A choir begins to sing. The Papyrus reeds way by the river, its waters of purest lazurite. It wends its way by the golden dunes, fed by our gifts of gems.
I knew you were here when I smelled synthesized cormarin. My watch tells me the competition doesn't start for another 30 minutes. I thought it was unfashionable in the new city to arrive on time.
27 minutes and 50 seconds to be precise. My watch is more accurate. After all, its mechanism is based on the machine that the Shah of past and future invented after he discovered the artifact that gave mastery over time. Your idea of time is as vague as that sundial in a museum. You do not understand that every grain of sand passing through the hourglass is a gold coin. When one arrives too early, and has to wait.
True, I believe this antique was last calibrated when the sundial was dug up. I wonder where your ancestors were at the time.
Perhaps I should inform them that it's actually 11:25, and both of them should adjust their watches. This sports watch is waterproof and dustproof, and has a compass on it. I wear it on my monthly climb of the Harek mountains, and I can recommend it to them based on first-hand experience.
Don't bother them. You got some free time, go try some other drinks. I like this iced guava juice more than the herbal tea.
I'll get a few more cups if you want.
I'm fine, I'm no Padisha. I know how to use my hands.
So, you're not contemplating suicide?
No. Why would I? When you can get all sorts of free drinks just walking through a city garden like this.
If I may say so, my 100,000 dinar burden beast pulls the carriage faster. It could knock a grown man down with its wake.
If I may say so, stability is the most important thing, and that's what the burden beasts of my ranch offer.
Oh! Pizza! My cup!
Unlike you, I don't have to pull down the curtains to stop sand flying by a carriage, or juice spilled by passerby.
What are these people doing here? This place is for drinks.
Don't worry, I caught it. Not a single drop of guava juice was spilled. Let's find a place to sit by the roadside.
She's the competent subordinate I've been wishing for, alright. But am I even the boss at this rate? I should introduce her to Ajazi and Ajani.
Did you say something?
No, I was just thinking I would take a trip to the museum after I've tried all the drinks here.
You're going there too?
Yeah, but I'm not as interested as you in the artifacts. I just lost something and I need to start searching for the last place I saw it. Not a single beep from my communicator after all this time. Not one call.
Unfortunately, the museum has remained closed ever since the incident, and I doubt the management would promptly contact the owners of lost items as promised. Whenever I close my eyes, I think back to the day when I glimpsed a fragment of the lost glory of ancient Minos and the disarray within that grand museum. Setting everything aside, it is unbelievable that the staff could not recall the locations of the exhibit halls and the routes to them. Leading dozens of panicked tourists to the northeast, to the Minoan exhibit, where there were no exits. I must strongly express my dissatisfaction when I have a chance to meet with museum management.
Huh, I changed my mind. Let's not go to the museum today.
Excuse me, I see you're enjoying the drinks we have on offer today. The two of you have lingered here for a while. Perhaps you're interested in participating in the harvest gathering? You appear to be tourists. This pamphlet will give you details about the ski event leading up to the Flood Festival.
Not interested. Let's go, Aspasia.
Aspasia? Fate has smiled on me at last. Narantuya, you say you have visited the museum. Perhaps you know what this is?
No idea. Isn't it just a simple old cup?
This is my family goblet. The other goblet, to be precise.
Well then, that was a both funny but also very wholesome section with both Pepe and Zubayr just essentially bonding. That was kind of wholesome, not gonna lie. And then the very obvious thing happens finally, which is Narantuya trying to recruit Aspasia into her gang. Well, that... I think we all saw that coming, right? I think we all saw that coming. Also, the word pizda is not something I expected to ever see in this game. even though it has been using a lot of Slavic curse words and stuff like that here and there. But the word pizda specifically is something I've not expected. You'll hear me talk about it in the clip section, but for those of you who will not stick around the clip section, pretty much translates, if it is derived from either Croatian or I think a couple of other Slavic languages use the same insult word, but essentially translating it and localizing it into English or British English, it translates to twat. But in Croatian, specifically, that word is a derivative from the word pussy, as in that pussy, not cat. And yes, it's an insult. It's an insult in that case. Not as in English where you use the very same word to tell someone that they are a coward, but kinda also fills in that role. It's mostly an insult, but it also kinda fills in that role. It fills in a couple of roles. Let's put it that way. But I had a good laugh. Enjoyed it in the clips. But yeah, anyway, we move on to stage number 4. Titled Family Golden Slipper. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention the slipper. A golden slipper. Actually, I'm gonna just leave it at that. Show things off just right, and get exactly what you need.
Oh, what an honor it is for me to meet you here, Hatshepsut Effendi. The slipper from the early New Calendar era you brought has certainly broadened my knowledge of history. I had no idea the people of so many centuries ago had such fine techniques in crafting footwear. To think they could make a shoe that fits the curve of the foot so well. As for the lotus ornament atop it, vivid beyond words. Not to mention, the slipper was made not long after the Great Explosion, and it reflects the drastic shifts in the local climate. It's a pity that it's missing its twin. I fear it won't win on its own.
That's fine. Second place is enough for me. It's the participation that counts.
Of course, of course. As daughter of the Padisha, Hatshepsut Effendi, you will one day take up the mantle of Padisha. I'm sure such a trifling honor would not be worth fretting over.
That's, still a bit early. There's a lot of things we can't say for sure.
I've heard your younger brother has been selected to become court historian, and that he will set out for the City of Gold in 2 months, Hatshepsut. Ah, even a girl as talented as Hatshepsut was not chosen for the post, which just goes to show how gifted her brother is.
We're practically the same, really.
Are you trying to say, good sir, that becoming a Padisha does not require talent and ability? I believe that if Hatshepsut were to take that position, her family would no doubt continue to bask in glory. This is different. Hatshepsut family is Sargon's most illustrious line of historians, after all.
Almost time for us to register. Have you thought of what to submit? Not yet. You so brazenly got into line, but you don't have a single treasure on you. Is there anything about my walking posture that needs improvement? Never mind, forget it. I guess you'll have to rely on me again. I'm not about to let my subordinate lose. Give me some time to think of a plan. I once won the silver medal in a sprint. Are you thinking of snatching the golden cup and running? No good. These rich folk brought along some tough bodyguards. See the way their feet move as they look around? They've spent time in the Amiri armies. I also earned the silver medal in unarmored wrestling. Robbery? Everyone worth targeting is already here. How would we participate with stolen goods without getting caught? There is also the silver medal I got from a ceremonial dance competition. That's your plan of attack? No need to make things hard for yourself. In truth, I have 10 silver medals across 10 different events. I keep them on my person at all times. 10 silver medals? These medals are embodiments of traditional Minoan culture, and my most prized honors. Honors should not be regarded as a rarity with which to judge superiority, but in particular circumstances I have no other choice. Besides, I hope you do not misunderstand me, Narantuya. I would never resort to anything dishonorable. It would disgrace my family. I guess I really did misunderstand you. My competent subordinate. My great endeavor. Sorry, did you say something just now? Nothing important. I was just saying that considering you've never won a gold medal, it's no wonder you want that gold cup. Don't worry, I have a plan. May I ask why the herald let me here? What order am I to receive?
Oh, no orders here, just a request. If you happen to see a single golden slipper, do not give it too high a mark. But also not too low. We must still uphold the professionalism of our historians. Let's say, second place. Second place would be good. Please, this is really important.
That exhibit has precious historical value, but if you wish to reduce its mark for subjective reasons, that would not be considered unfair to our other competitors.
If you have deduced my identity, then please keep that a secret as well. Thank you.
I will, Resplendent Hanim.
Sorry. I'm definitely going to apologize to all my teachers and fellow archaeologists after this. I definitely, absolutely 100% cannot lose just this once. Why does everyone think I already lost to that little brat? Ah! Did I scare him?
Did you get all that?
Yes, the set of silver medals from Minos must get a mark. It will get third place.
That's right. Don't worry, I already had a talk with most of your fellow judges. We got along rather well. I hope you will too.
Padisha Effendi, the corrupt must be hanged? Forgive me.
Can't believe he's this scared already. I didn't get this big a reaction from security and the other judges earlier. What illusion did he see? I'll be dragging you back to the gate then. Maybe I overdid it with the arts. Wait, I hear footsteps.
Oh, I don't see the judge here either. Must have been escorted back to the meeting hall by security. I better go get my own things done. The sun waits for no man after all.
And who is this I happen to run into? What luck. Sorry, can you say that one more time?
I am honored to inform you, Hanim Effendi, that your entry has proceeded to the final round of judging. In other words, you are now in the top 3.
No, not that. The other part.
I ask that you follow me to the riverside in a little while, where the prize will be given and the treasure will be immersed into the river.
So, you're going to throw my 10 silver medals into the river?
Perish the thought, Hanim Effendi. That would be rather crude, and we would never dare to offend the river god. We will place the treasure atop a small boat made of papyrus reeds, alongside gold, silver, and jewels to help weigh it down. We will sing hymns and chants, as we watch the boat slowly sink into the waters. This wasn't mentioned in the brochure. I am terribly sorry. It was written in the instructions all participants had to sign. The competition's original purpose was to find treasures with the most historical value to knock upon the gate of the god. During the Flood Festival, those favored winners will witness the river god with their own eyes as he wanders the riverside. Forgive me, this was my mistake. It was close to the cutoff when I signed up, and I did not have time to read all 10 pages of instructions. Ah, that is a shame. As it is extremely rare for tourists to reach the final round of selection, you will be given a second opportunity to refrain your commitment. Do you wish to continue participating? Narantuya. She hasn't returned yet. Do you wish to seek a specialist consultant? I can bring you to the chief judge to discuss. No need. What I seek is not a suggestion. I will continue my participation.
Hello? Anat, listen to me. You can start preparing the victory feast now. Of course, I would never take for granted the generosity you've shown by lending me the genera. I promise you that I'll stick the gem in when we get back tonight. If Zubayr goes through any changes, you'll be able to see them for yourself. Relax, I've been taking good care of him. No stains or damage, I promise. You want to speak to him? No. He's under my protection, right? How can I just give him a communicator when everyone's staring at me? Why don't we talk about something else? You don't know how hard I've had it. I've been talking up those old pedantic judges all morning just to guarantee second place. Listen, they're about to declare the winner of the big meeting spot. Once I get the gem, I'll head back to the museum, where it's nice and quiet.
Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Weird. Not like the sidewalk's narrow here. I can finally rest easy. Pepe's handled the gem issue, and Zubayr is just fine too. Should we have a drink together later? Is there something you wanted to say?
You're not going to want to hear it.
I do want to hear your suggestion, Titi.
You might think this is ridiculous, but I feel like we might have to start the exhibition over and keep the accident under wraps. Just treat it as some sort of performance gone awry, then display it in a more vivid and true-to-life manner.
So, display a walking mummy and some artifacts. Push up ticket prices a little while we're at it?
More or less, I guess.
You do know what our people use to scare crybaby children, right?
The exhibits being a bit odd isn't a bad thing. My old Columbia Museum had an exhibit. Has science gone too far? Creative ideas that would be scarier success than failures.
But Titi, that's the idea behind a business whose number one goal is to make money. If we tried that here, a lot of people would be mad. A lot of people. History itself is the foundation of this city.
Isn't the foundation that vein of gemstones that's nearly dried up?
You really shouldn't say things like that when we go to meet the nobles later. That family is as ancient as the bricks in the tomb in the museum's great hall. They can be rather conservative.
Meddling here and there. What's wrong with those higher-ups anyway? Can't they just fork over a sum of money every year and forget about the museum like Pepe's family?
I worked hard to become acting curator, Titi. I really don't want to cause any sort of inconvenience.
Inconvenience? You're seriously calling this an inconvenience?
That's not what I meant.
Have it your way then. I'm leaving.
Titi,
Are you okay? You're sweating buckets.
Am I?
It's rather hot outside. You're sweating too.
Next up is the descendant of a glorious clan of historians, the one who shares ballads of kings and heroes, explorer of all Sargon, purveyor of knowledge, our respected Padisha's daughter, Hatshepsut and her rare treasure.
Are you going to announce the result? Oh, no, this is a rather important occasion. I leave it to you. Well, I guess I can't get out of this one. This golden slipper is adorned with a lotus flower woven of gold thread, specially designed to accommodate the sudden changes in the Sargonian climate at the time, with distinct characteristics from the era. Not only that, but it comes from an illustrious family of imperial historians. It would be difficult to find a slipper so well preserved in the marketplace, and it's a submission rather uncharacteristic of a family of historians at that. For past ceremonies, such families would usually submit letters, manuscripts, and other pieces of writing. But today, this soul slipper reveals to us another side of the life of a noble past. Its value is incalculable.
Okay, thank you for the commentary. Next, I will announce the judge's decision. Disregarding the highest and lowest marks, Hatshepsut-Hanim's final tally is 94.95 points. Ah, what a shame. Respondent Hatshepsut-Hanim off by a mere 0.05 points. You are in second place for now.
This result was born in the interest of fairness and our respect for history. I do hope you understand, Hatshepsut-Hanim. Oh, don't worry about it. I expected as much. Menat-Ha'mait is honored to undertake your challenge. Let's move on to the next item, shall we?
Very well. Next, we have the last but certainly not least entry into our competition. A foreign treasure, a set of silver medals from Minos. We invite our expert to give an assessment.
We are all aware that places far from Sargon also possess their own brilliant civilizations. The art and culture of Minos has proven to be harmonious with Sargonian social mores. The set of medals embodies not only the Minoan love of sports, but more importantly, unlike most of the other entries, its year of manufacture can be determined with precision. Indeed, our lives are well adorned with gold, but products fashioned from silver are a rarity. In fact, some historical periods saw silver considered the more precious metal.
What a fascinating analysis! Well then, which three contestants will win the opportunity to represent the city in offering these treasures to the river? Do allow me to announce this particular treasure score. Disregarding the highest and lowest marks, hailing from Minos, Aspasia Hanim's final tally is 94.60 points. This level of fierce competition is unprecedented. Your final position is third place, Aspasia Hanim. Though I regret you did not place higher, you have still secured the chance to perform the offering.
I thank you. This was precisely the approval I sought. However, if you so permit, I would protest your arrangement of these prizes after we conclude. I believe a golden Minoan goblet should rank higher than a third place prize.
Very well, Hanim, but please come up to the stage first with your treasure. Go with our attendant there. In third place, Aspasia Hanim. In second place, Hatshepsut-Hanim. In first place, Rashad Hanim. I ask that our three winning contestants take care not to damage the treasures they are holding.
Oh no. Terribly sorry about that. It's far too hot and I collapsed for a moment. I couldn't hold it steady. This is quite embarrassing. It's a pity this ancient clay pot I brought shattered to pieces. I assumed that offering pottery chips would be an affront to the river god.
I don't believe this has ever happened before.
This is heartbreaking. I fear I will have to give up first place. Resplendent Hatshepsut-Hanim, daughter of the Padisha, you hold the highest title among all attendees. To bestow first place upon you is only fitting. And so I voluntarily renounce my position and withdraw from the competition.
What an unexpected turn of events! But I do believe everyone is in agreement that our resplendent daughter of the Padisha should be awarded first place. And so, our second, third, and fourth placed contestants will become our new first, second, and third place respectively. Let's all give them our heartiest congratulations! The Papyrus reed swayed by the river, its waters of purest lazurite. It wends its way by the golden dunes, fed by our gifts of gems. May I see him by the waterside, may I follow him to eternity. Amidst the ardent applause and passionate singing, the winners stiffly walk along the shining, bejeweled street. A reed boat bearing the heavy weight of history slowly sinks into the river. Golden slipper and minnow and silver medal alike become no more than a string of bubbles.
Regret? How could I possibly have any regrets? Meeting you has been the best thing to happen to me in this entire competition, Hatshepsut. What would a competition ranking hold compared to such privilege? If I may be so bold, I believe a group photo of us losers with the champion would be fittingly commemorative. Would you do me the honor of having a photo with me, resplendent Hatshepsut? If you would hold the first place prize statue as well, that would be perfect. Of course. Thank you for your kind words.
I joined in a most absurd competition.
Yeah, that was absurd indeed.
I intended to seek history, honor the feats of heroes past, be steadfast in my pursuit of victory, and confront fate itself.
Yeah, confronting fate and the other thing. Basically, your 10 old silver medals are a single shiny new one. But don't worry, this is Sargon after all, so that's no failure. Golden sands above, gold itself below. As the lords Amir and Padisha say, sand can be as precious as gold. Don't sweat it. Maybe you'll go down some windy road, you'll find yourself recognized, and that golden cup will be handed right over. Handed over? Let's say maybe you were to chat with the lucky winner of the cup, and wheedle your way into his trust.
You're right.
Huh?
The treasure I put forth was recognized. This means that Minoan culture itself was also recognized. Even if the assessment of the judges was strictly superficial, the scoring of the silver medals and my position are sufficient proof that even Sargonian historians hold a basic respect for Minos. I should have words with the collector of the goblet. If he were to understand the deep history behind it, perhaps he would be willing to sell it back to me at a price I can afford.
You call that recognition? Well, if it's enough to cheer you up, I guess we'll call that a victory.
Thank you very much, Narantuya. You are too kind. Just like the wise men debating around the white columns, you have awoken me. I will not lose the honor that those silver medals represented. In fact, I have now won even more in turn. The trick played upon me by fate is unworthy of notice by comparison. Moreover, if immersing those medals into the water would aid the people to see what they wish to see, then I am happy to serve. If throwing this gem into the river would summon the god I've heard so much talk about, then Wait! I can see you're feeling a bit better, but calm down. Don't throw it away. I have a plan. Or I guess I have a person I wish to see. If you don't really care about the gem, could I borrow it for a while?
The traps are ready. Relax, I was real careful putting them together. The more someone knows, the less they'll suspect. Good. I also slipped the invitation into the girl's bag. I made sure to wear gloves for handling artifacts. No way I left any fingertips behind. Nice work. I'll handle the back end of our plan. Any questions for you two? I have one. I don't understand why the Padisha's daughter would fall for our bait. This gem doesn't seem that special. It's got lots of impurities, like the stone that Johnny and I pulled up from the sewer the other day. Don't worry about what the rich folk think. Watch the door tonight. Keep your eyes peeled. Don't let her send anyone over to take it before the time is right. Yeah, okay. We won't let you down this time.
That's right. We won't let anyone in.
Mia arrives before the table, having deftly avoided every snare in the heavily trapped room. The glimmering gem on the table is reflected in the cloud beast's bright eyes.
An anonymous letter alongside an indistinct photo of the gem. The letter specifies a time and place for you to be alone. An incredibly obvious trap. You should not go, Pepe.
Well, I have to go. How else am I supposed to get the gem?
But
But what?
you agreed to take me to the man-made lake in the city tonight.
Did I say that? Or maybe you misremembered and it's actually tomorrow night?
Ever since my brain was replaced, I have not misremembered a single thing.
If that's true, you would have remembered where all the gems were. You could ask Anat. She wrote a lot of official-looking documents about you lately. I also have a few observational reports and paragraphs of a draft for a paper on this ancient general, actually. Maybe she can take you there. I might need to take a few more shifts if so. Do you really have no idea who sent this letter? The tourist who got second place seemed like a nice lady. Might have been too easy to read at the harvest gathering. Everyone could probably tell I wanted the gem. But we needed to get more information out of Zubayr, whether it's info on my hidden treasure or data for your thesis. Even so, I advise you not to take the risk. Even if I've been across all of Sargon by now. I do recall you nearly failing to make it back twice when we were still in school. Good thing Titi and I decided to look for you both times. Oh yeah? You recruited a team of adventurers and burden beasts to find me. Also, I could judge which one of the two of you translated some ancient document more accurately. If Titi was here, I might have some backing on going to the meetup spot. Good thing she isn't here. She's not. Where is she then?
Cause inconvenience. She said that like I was out to mess things up for her. I helped her out with all the documents before. She wouldn't faint from all the pressure at the office, right? What was that noise? If you're my cute little jewel construct, then come out like a good kid. No need to freak me out. I'm going to count to 3. If you're not out by then, I'm going to use my arts on you. You've been warned. 1, 2, 3. Oh, darn it. It's you again, little cloud beast. Oh, sorry, buddy. Do forgive me. Alright, here. Some pats on the head. Please don't get mad. I know you're a bit of a bad-tempered scratcher, but let me explain. I've got a good reason for being a bit jittery today. Do you still remember when we were all at the museum earlier? I got freaked out by a bunch of things suddenly jumping all over the place. And then today I got in another fight with Anat. Please, please, please don't be as mad as her. You cute little cloud beast, you. I know. We're always getting into fights over academic matters, of course. I know that she really wants to publish her research for everyone to see. I also know that it's not easy to get the opportunity to hold a special exhibit like this, so she's being real cautious and also kinda overstressed. So stressed that at the end she didn't dare press on with her original goal. It's obvious I'm trying to make sure she doesn't give up on the special exhibit, right?
Medjehtiqedti unconsciously speeds up her cloudbeast petting. As she does, Mia purrs louder and louder. But the girl pays no heed. She is lost in her thoughts, petting and petting and petting and petting.
She used to be real quiet in the past. Whenever she was nervous, her arms and legs would flail about. Whenever she'd have to give a speech, everyone would be snickering at her by the end of it. But even if her voice was overpowered by the laughter, she would persevere and finish her speech. If only I could just rub her ears to give her the courage to persevere in other things.
Medjehtiqedti cups the cloudbeast's face in her hands and rubs it vigorously as she vents her feelings without the slightest bit of interest in why the cloudbeast is purring so loudly. Suddenly she feels a warmth in her palm of her hand.
Whoa! Was that a hairball? Don't spit it in on my sleeve. A jewel? Maybe I could go to the meetup spot alone, but with a monitoring device hidden on me, we could get some private security to lie in ambush nearby. It's far too last minute for that, Pepe. Security companies won't have the manpower on the eve of the Flood Festival. Not to mention you can't negotiate with them in the middle of the night. Well, how about renting an aircraft to support me if needed?
Such a flying object would be rather suspicious.
I could smash the door in with my hammer, give them a good fright. That does seem like it could work.
But would it not be damaging a historical building?
I guess that would be debatable too. Though I'm not sure any building is anywhere near historical as you.
I'm rather fond of what the people who came after me have left behind.
Good evening, everyone! Oh, you're here too, Pepe. Perfect. Can you all guess what I just ran into on the road earlier? Good timing, Titi. We've been discussing something really important and I need your support here. Quick, help me make Pepe see sense. If this was an opportunity to excavate an important historical site, would you just give up because you were in a bit of a danger? You all should know that an excavation requires patience. You're just eager to prove yourself against your brother right now. This is all just... Wow, you really aren't pulling any punches this time around, Anat. Nobody's going to take a guess.
Your clothes are covered in fur.
Thank you for indulging me, Zubayr Effendi. Correct, I ran into a little cloud beast.
At my age, the people believed that cloud beasts were bringers of good fortune.
It turns out that in this age, I'm a believer too. It spit out a gemstone full of luck for me. What? Let me see, please. Hold it. Anat says you agreed to invest in a new exhibition hall in return for her lending you a gem out of the museum collection. Alright, I hear you. I'll make an investment in your name. No, Pepe. I hope all of you will agree with me on something else. Pepe, Anat, and Zubayr Effendi. I think this jewel can grant our wishes.
Well, that is one sneaky kitty. So, apparently we have another gem on our hands now. But not so fast, because dear old Titi has some plans for the gang first before anything happens. But yeah, also Aspasia being in everything she does, the number 2 is hilarious. Is absolutely hilarious. Even here where she was aiming specifically for place number 3, and all the intimidations that were done just to place her in 3rd spot so she can get her goblet, and then she still becomes number 2. I will put my tinfoil hat on, and I will say that woman who broke the vase, she faked that, or rather the like, oh, I'm fainting kind of thing from the sun, and then breaking the vase. I will put my tinfoil hat on and say that woman faked it just to curry favor with with Pepe and her family. The curse of being the family of some kind of lord or something. Anyway, we have one new enemy here, which is the small bejeweled wagon. And it says, a wheeled jewel construct that was once a immobile exhibit. Now it roams the streets filled with gems. And I believe I also skipped on the last stage on this guy, Angry Stampede. A jewel construct which kicks worse than it punches. I'm going to kick you. Good, keep on kicking. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to our final part for today, which is stage number 5. A job for a museum collection. Even the museum's collection has to go to work. Do they get days off too? I don't know, do they? Anyway.
Please queue here for tickets. Please queue here for tickets to the encounter with the resurrected general from the time of the Shah special exhibition. Please queue here for tickets. Please queue here for tickets.
Yes, eyes on me. Look at me. Not the camera. Please wait just a moment. I need to straighten my bridal crown. I've worked all night to make this, but I guarantee with my 3,000 tales about the Shah that it is historically accurate.
Please note, flash photography is prohibited in this exhibition to prevent damaging the cultural artifacts.
Alright, let's do 20 per shot.
Hey guys, I'm finally inside the most mysterious room of the Varjavandabad Museum. Now I'm going to smoothly record the movements of this heroic general from all angles and uncover the secrets of the resurrection in the City of Radiance.
Dad, its legs look empty inside. You hear that, Dad? It sounds like it's empty inside when I knock on it.
Yes, this batch of goods must be delivered to Higashi. It's not a large order, but we can't come off as unreliable.
Sir, please look after your child.
Sorry, hold on, I'm a little busy. Hey, come back here. Don't run off touching everything.
Please don't make noise in the museum.
Hey, you're the one who decided to pull off this open exhibition and even let your exhibit wander around. You didn't even limit the number of visitors, so it's no wonder the place is so rowdy. Acting curator Anat believes that history and knowledge should be made equally available to all, and thus she has not established a tiered ticketing system. Also, the 60-centimeter high guardrails around my display are meant to prevent visitors from intruding into my space. If your child crosses the rails, you will be flaunting the rules and regulations of this place. Please cooperate with the staff. I missed.
This guy doesn't say which currencies work. To be fair, the guy doesn't even say if tossing a coin will bring good luck.
Why not try it anyway, just in case?
Give me a coin. I should aim for its torso, right? Please stop. This is an important historical artifact. And there's too many of them, I can't handle them all.
Understood. I will use my weapon to slice the incoming projectiles apart.
Zubayr lifts his hand.
Oh! Everyone, look! I'm role-playing a Knight's Mora warrior from 1,000 years ago. Ah, I have been defeated. What a grand historical reenactment. My weapon did not make any contact with his body. Oh, General of the Shah, a few words for your defeated foe, perhaps? Back in my day, the most common phrase one would hear in the army when beheading captured enemy leaders was, "The insects shall devour your entrails." Okay, sure, if you could just say that again. Hey, don't come over while I'm still lying on the ground. You're gonna cause a stampede.
Oh no, I should call for backup. Who could have guessed there would be so many people here to seek a walking mummy when the Flood Festival is going on? Hatshepsut Hanim Effendi, I hear you've been spending recent days looking for a particular gem lately. It just so happens my family is in possession of one, so I've brought it here for you. I hope it can alleviate your worries.
Thank you so much. Please let me see it.
I wonder if I might be fortunate enough to host you at my home for dinner sometime soon.
So sorry, Hanim Effendi, but I've been crazy busy lately. Thank you for taking the trouble to bring me the gem, but I'm sorry to say it's not the one I'm looking for.
Oh, truly a pity. I will bother you no more, Hatshepsut Hanim Effendi, until we meet again.
How many more do we still have outside? 73, and they all claim to have the gem you're looking for. Why are there so many? Just tough it out and take a break at noon. Some gemstone merchants from the Grand Bazaar say they found some clues, so we'll go over then to take a look. You call that a break? Of course, you'll only be seeing gemstones, no people.
Anat Hanim, the Padisha's daughter has been sitting here frowning for the past 3 hours. Are you still interested in the remaining gemstones?
How many do we have left?
More than 200.
Leave them here. We'll finish looking through this crate first.
Very well. I'll take my leave then.
Anat, did someone come by earlier? They delivered another crate of gemstones. Anat, something's wrong. Why does your head look like a prism? The furnishings too. They're sparkling. Pepe?
The museum has finally opened its doors.
Yes, Aspasia Hanim. The special exhibition tickets are in high demand. I heard wind of it last night and wanted to tell you to queue up early, but I couldn't find you.
It's alright, that's not what I'm here to see. It's the collector I'm looking for.
You seem to be in good mood.
As I thought, language is a bridge to peace, communication serves as a foundation of understanding, and this historic city is also abundant with knowledge. Sargonians have been proud of their glorious history since antiquity. How wonderful it would be if they are willing to sit down for long conversation, instead of plundering everywhere they go. That collector understood how persistent the Minos could be, after my explanation, and I also gained much from his insights into the city. Right, there is something I want to ask you. In modern Menat-Ha'mait, are silver crafts more valuable than those made from gold?
Are you joking? Of course it does happen from time to time. For example, under pain of death by a Lord Amir.
I see. Thank you for the clarification. May I ask if that companion of mine has returned?
Yes, with 2 other friends as well.
2 other friends? Very well. The more heads to share ideas with, the better. I'd love to find more Corantas as passionate and as frank as she.
Aspasia walks up the hotel stairs and stops before the door.
Narantuya, are you in there? I bring good news. The collector who won 3rd place has decided to return my goblet to me after listening to my 3-hour speech. Would you like to come with me to the museum to look at both goblets together? I didn't see anyone go in or out of their room with the gemstone last night, Narantuya. I was hiding on the roof of the opposite building with my eyes peeled the entire time. You know how important this kidnapping is. This is the only way to quickly get a big pile of money. I'm sorry, Narantuya. We'll go look for the Padisha's daughter right away. It's too late for that. The caravan I got to be our cover is about to leave the city. Even if we manage to find and snatch her, we won't have a way out. So, let's focus on what to do next. Both of you should go back to the museum, but avoid contact with the girl. Report in as soon as you find any other way to make money. I'll go look for the lost gemstone and return it to Aspasia. That's the least I can do.
You don't have to do that. Ajazi suddenly feels a deadly silence descend upon the room. She looks at the intruding stranger, shifts her gaze to Narantuya, and finally turns her head to Ajani, with eyes pleading for help. Ajani raises a finger to her lips, with her other hand inching towards the sedative at her waist.
I can explain, Aspasia. We were just mapping out our plan. Once it's done, I'll return you your gem, or something of equal value. You can trust me on that. Oh, and these are my other 2 subordinates.
What plan? I heard you planning to bait the Padisha's daughter with the gem in order to kidnap her.
You heard everything.
My apologies, I had no intention of eavesdropping on your conversation. I just happened to be standing by the door. I believe communication lays the foundation of understanding, but I also know you have a large debt to pay and need money urgently. So, would you like to tell me the whole story?
To be honest, I don't have a clue where the gem is right now. There's nothing I could ask you to do, even if you want to help. The past is in the past, and our plan now... well, we basically don't have one.
You know that's not what I'm talking about.
If I tell you why all this debt and need that money, will you help me?
I believe we can discuss a more honest and conscientious way to do it.
Huh, I knew you'd say something like that. Aspasia, mind holding your hand out for me?
What for?
For old time's sake. I just want to.
Ajani and Ajazi exchange looks with each other. They are certain Narantuya's call to action is the moment when they hear the crisp clacking of her heels on the ground.
Ask you for a discount of what I owe you?
Huh?
I've been staying with you for weeks and even took your gem. I have to pay you back for all that. This coin purse holds 1,200 dinars. I know it's not enough, but I mean, we're such good friends, aren't we?
Narantuya?
There's a bunch of foreign coin in there too. Some merchants might not recognize them, but I'm sure you'll find somewhere to spend them. Here's some gemstones too. They're tiny and impure, but they make up for it in number. So, could you be a bit flexible with my debt?
Narantuya! Are you so unwilling to have an actual discussion about this with me?
Communication lays the foundation of understanding, right? I already get you, though. Maybe you spend day after day in your temple copying statues to work out the basics of swordsmanship, or maybe you followed your parents and took an oath passed down through generations. More importantly, you're one of the innumerable followers of the Minoan heroes, so I'm sure your soul is pure. You definitely help out someone about to fall from a tall building, and you'd speak up to anyone who used more, exceptional methods. Yes, you're right. I believe a scale of good and evil lies within all our hearts, and one exists within the laws of the land as well. People ought to act according to the balance of that scale. But I understand your point of view. Perhaps you would say the laws set by the Lords Emir and Padishas are of abnormal balance, and one should act as one's heart dictates. However, I dare not trust myself, Narantuya. If the day comes when I'm caught by the Lords Emir and they give me some ridiculous death sentence, will you feel sorry for me? Of course. That's all I need. Looks like you think my death would be a great loss for all Sargon too. Your help in my grand project would significantly lessen the risk of us failing midway, but I understand if you don't want to. People come and go. I'd love to have everyone join me and stay by my side, but if I care too much about those who leave, aren't I just as stupid as the ones who resent me? What I mean is, let's not make it difficult for each other. Very well. I consider your debt settled.
You're injured.
I'm fine, it's just a scratch.
You should see to it. There have been many a warrior who lost his life after neglecting a minor injury.
Times have changed. I'll tell you all about modern medical science someday.
Are you going to rest?
No, I need to tidy up these soaked notes first.
Soaked?
It's a super long story, and I don't know if I'm sane enough right now to tell you the whole thing.
Before we parted this morning, you promised to share the information you obtained with me. Stay true to your word, Pepe.
Okay, I found absolutely nothing today. I made an announcement, and lots of people came to see me with similar looking gems, but they were all useless stones. I spent the whole day watching gem after gem. I passed my eyes until my head was spinning. Then I went to get a drink and take a break, but the two kids next to me suddenly started fighting. They knocked over the table and my drink, spilling onto my notebook, and that's how I got this bruise. That's all I have to share with you, Zubayr. Got the information you needed from that?
Do you, wish to hear what I experienced today?
Zubayr.
Many strange people came, though they were rather amusing as well.
Let's pick this back up tomorrow. You don't need to sleep, but I'm exhausted.
Pepe, I do not wish to stay inside the museum.
Just bear with it for a few more days. We need to help Titi with her exhibition until it's over. That's how we got the gem from her after all. Once the exhibition is over, I'll take you to look for the other gemstones.
I do not want to look for gemstones either.
What's wrong, Zubayr? As the guardian of the Shah's treasury, aren't you supposed to recover all your memories and resume your original duties?
Are you not the one more eager to locate the treasury?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, why else did you think I woke you up?
Pepe, I am already awake, and you can no longer treat me as a mere artifact. My thoughts and actions are my own to control. I do not wish to recall all my memories so soon, at least for the moment. Tomorrow we will have fine weather, and I wish to take a walk outside, free of all worry.
People are going to freak out if they see a museum exhibit getting some sun all alone on the streets.
I already told you, I am not an exhibiting artifact!
I'm sorry, Zubayr.
It's fine.
It's already so late though, and I'm really tired. So, can we talk tomorrow, okay? Good night.
the empty room, Zubayr tries to press the wall switch and turns the light off. After a moment he tries again, and the light comes back on. Minos stands in the middle of a night-shrouded street, staring at a window in the distance, with the light repeatedly flickering on and off. And then the lights stop flickering, and glass shatters.
Once the south wind passes, it'll be the drought season over there. Will I manage to make enough money before then? Alright, prepare to jump.
Whoa! Girls are really something these days. What are you doing? Throwing your life away?
What? Isn't this normal for the Flood Festival? I want to ask the river god some questions.
Not by jumping into the river, though. Also, which history book did you even learn this custom from, girlie? The ancients did ask the river for answers when they were unsure of something, but later they realized many problems could be solved with money.
Thanks, but that life hack won't work for me.
I can answer your question, though. The lamplighter raises his lamp and approaches Narantuya. Before the southern wind blows through, you won't have enough money to satisfy your own desires, but it will be what you need.
I'll rephrase my question and be more specific. Where should I go look for the money?
To the depths of the sands.
This is Sargon. That doesn't do much to narrow it down.
I can only answer one more question.
I thought the people of Menat-Ha'mait were generous sorts with unlimited samples to offer. No, wait. That's not the question I wanted to ask. I want to know, will that rigid Minoan come looking for me?
Yes. As soon as the lamplighter finishes, Narantuya catches a glimpse of a shadow on the edge of her vision. The figure stops in the empty street and looks at her for a moment before turning and leaving.
Aspasia? Aspasia!
The shadow crosses the street and the Crimson Kuranta chases after it. Narantuya can only hear the sound of the wind, the rush of the river, and a song from the lamplighter that gradually fades into silence. May I see him by the waterside. May I follow him to eternity.
I lost sight of her. Narantuya actually lost track of a target. Must have been a ghost. Forget it, I'm not stupid. Everyone here is always praying to see a spirit or two, and I heard no footsteps earlier. So this only means I really did see a ghost, yes?
She sits down on the curb. On the other side of a flower bed sits someone listening to the river silently in the dark.
The benches by the river tend to get wet. You might want to wipe it dry first.
You're not actually scared of ghosts, are you?
What? Did you see that shadow too? Did it spook you? Need me to protect you?
I'm feeling nostalgic. I didn't get a good look, but I'm certain it felt like the soul of a late friend or kin.
Two spotting a ghost is always better than just one. I hear anyone who spots that shadow will receive the blessing of Menat-Ha'mait, but it looks like the two of us here are down on luck.
I merely got into an argument.
What a coincidence. I'm guessing you didn't win?
I would not be sitting here if I did.
You know what? Somebody told me 10 minutes ago that the locals are never troubled because money can always solve their problems. I thought that made sense. What's there to be said about if you're not as destitute as me?
Today someone threw something at me, Another soiled a new cape I got last week, and I was inexplicably married 20 times to people of all genders and ages. No one was interested in listening to me either.
Oh, that's pretty unlucky. How old are you? They stole your identity for a marriage registration.
What?
Your voice is a little strange, but you sound young. No offense. I think I was pretty lucky when I was around your age. One time we were herding some stolen bird and beasts back home, and the sky suddenly turned dark. Our headscarves couldn't shield us from the sand flying our way. But we had plenty of manpower and quickly found a somewhat different area to dig into. Guess what we found? 2 houses buried in the sand, just enough to fit everyone. Even came with beds and tables.
Common furnishing you find in ancient tombs.
You know your stuff. I only found out a few years later. Those were wonderful days.
Indeed. Time can alter how rivers flow, establish and eradicate cities, bleach bones with the sun, elongate and intensify history. It makes one miss the past, and nostalgia can be a fearsome thing.
Yeah, miss the past all you want, but you're never getting it back.
How are the people you've been missing?
They're alive, but more surviving than living. The worst part is that they can't just move on. They have no idea how many of them sold off their blades. So as their boss, I own them. I mean, I just need to build a new pile of gold, and those stooges will cheer up and return to the way they used to be.
I hope that is the case.
What about you?
I, don't know either. It's like how people risk their lives to catch a glimpse of the river god, but all they end up seeing is the last face they would ever want to see. Is that not a terrifying prospect?
It's not that scary if people still choose to chase that mirage. Well, that's what my mother always told me back home. We Knights Mora must be the masters of fear, and will never be dominated by it. That's what they say.
You're Knights Mora?
Yeah, why?
Narantuya feels a pat on her shoulder and turns her head on reflex. She sees no one but the silent street, with its lamps being lit one by one from a distance. The lamplighter hums a tune as he walks up to them, climbing up a ladder and opening the glass shade to light it.
Help! There's a dead guy haunting me!
What are you waiting for?
A phone call. Might be a novel thing for someone as old as you.
How much longer must we wait here?
No more questions, just wait and see.
Can I take the call? Someone explained how it works to me a while back.
No can do. They'll think we're a scam call the moment they hear your robotic voice.
Alright.
Right. As you mentioned earlier, us working together is an imitation of the greatest alliance in history.
Indeed.
So, can I ask what's in store for me, if I help you find your gem? Oh wait, I did get something already. I got a golden slipper thrown in my face after you scared me last night.
Do you have any suggestions?
No, I wouldn't dare ask for more. Letting me live is already more than enough. You're one of Sargon's forefathers. I should be escorting you on your quest, so please don't be hasty. Though, the artifact that won first place at the harvest gathering seemed to resemble this very gold slipper, inlaid with sapphires.
Yes, the two of them complete the pair.
So, is making a ruckus in the dead of night also a way to make a fortune?
They originally came in a pair, but one was lost forever in the depths of the river, so this other one naturally has its value halved.
Oh,
Please entertain my curiosity. Are all modern knights more, like you?
beats me.
I've looked into the customs and beliefs of many tribes for my plunders, fences, and abductions, but I never looked into my own birthplace. I never went back after that one sunrise.
I don't suppose you are presently on your Kagan quest.
Kagan quest? In an ancient language?
Kagan quest. Nuh-uh. That's the last word I ever want to hear. I'm not doing it, not even if my ancestors compel me to.
You mean you never performed your coming of age ritual?
Yeah, it's not that important. I might have a few drops of Knight's Morn blood in me, but they didn't turn me into a tyrant or a conqueror, and I have no intention of letting them influence my life either.
No, it is very important. How will your forebears recognize your blood if you don't embark on your Kagan quest?
It's fine, most of them pretty much disappeared off the ends of the earth, unlike someone I know who suddenly sprang to life at the museum just to lecture me. So yeah, what about you? I've heard that in the Shah's time, people would shave their heads bald when they came of age, that they applied perfume ointment to the scalp, but some say the scent smelled more like a stench. So I'm pretty curious if that's true.
Also,
Oh, there we go. Huh, I didn't expect to get news so soon.
Yes, Hanim. It just so happens the gem trading post overseer sent word that he has a gem to trade, and it fits your description in all aspects.
Good. I'll go to him right away.
But it will be difficult negotiating a deal, even with my introduction.
What? I heard from my subordinates they could simply sell their gems at the reception.
Selling is easy, but not the other way around. The trading post does not operate like a regular store. You need to offer something heavy enough to balance the scales.
Something heavy? In value? I have an idea. Yes, this is the deal I wanted to discuss. The ancient mummy from the recent museum exhibition, the nameless general of the Shah's very court.
The young overseer shoots her a complicated look and leans down to the huge gilded box. Zubayr lies inside silently, with his hands folded across his chest. Narantuya thinks this is honestly Zubayr's time to shine. Even his dreadful golden mask seems to be emitting a soft, sacred glow. This box looks familiar.
It is a sarcophagus taken from the museum in its original condition. A replica of it, I mean.
Lazvar lightly taps Zubayr's body. He examines his chest with a flashlight.
This isn't a regular artifact you can find anywhere, so if you could be more gentle and professional with it.
I hear it came back to life and can move on its own.
About that, I'm sure we all know the dead don't come back to life. Just arts at play is all. I mean, wouldn't you be afraid if it really could move?
Afraid it might run off after I buy it?
Well, Oh, is that black one your pet? What a beauty! Of course, the gem trading post's overseer, who controls the flow of money throughout the entire city, would have such a unique pet.
Is that him, Wolf? Wolf sniffs and sits beside the sarcophagus.
Hey, look! It sniffed out the millennia-old stench you can never fake. It's as real as my sincerity in making this deal with you. Of course, I know how precious this artifact is, and it'll be quite troublesome for you to handle it. I'm basically offloading my troubles to you, so I'm not exactly hoping for a windfall. But I guarantee the museum has no way of tracking me down.
No, this is extremely heavy offer you've made. Though it's still within the measuring limits of my scale.
Okay.
What do you want in exchange? I hear you came for a gemstone.
Well, that was the original plan, but I thought of something else on the way over. I don't need that gem anymore. I'm an outsider, so ingots will do.
You wish to be paid in pure gold? I'll go fetch the appropriate scales. Please bring him inside to keep others from seeing it.
So, we got a deal?
Yes.
Ha! I love a man who does easy business.
I don't like the feeling of sleeping in here one bit. You didn't have to get your subordinates to bring it here in the first place.
Shh, don't speak. Just hold on a bit longer. I'll come retrieve you soon. Seize the chance to find the gem you're after before the day ends.
Alright, please do come back. I still need you for something. This is the price I'm offering. Any objection?
Remember the crescent moon on the blade they used sincerity washed into gold. I'll be back for sure. No objections at all. Nope. Well, I'll be going now.
By all means. Narantuya blinks at Zubayr, and Zubayr blinks at Narantuya.
I look forward to any future cooperation.
I never said we'd have any future cooperation.
Ha! Me neither. In the near future, at least. That old thing wants me to run errands for him. Sorry, but see ya.
She should have understood my signal. Narantuya, if you're truly a descendant of the Knights Mora, a treasury awaits you. He finally followed the notices I sent around and came here. Mia? Woof? Well done, Lazvar.
You have earned our praise.
Alright then, before I say anything, let's introduce one new enemy here, which is the unicycle toy. A single-wheel jewel construct believed to be a children's toy when it's set docilely on its stand. Okay, more goofy enemies. This was such a good part, I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed this whole section of the story from the goofiness at the beginning of this part with with Zubayr being essentially being a living exhibit, and everybody swarming around him, and especially, oh my god, especially the influencers. Oh god, that made me so conscious. Oh my god, I was screaming on the inside. I don't think I'm gonna have a good clip for that. For the later part, I need to scour them once I start editing. But oh, they made me cringe. oh, they made me cringe so hard. Except the night guy. The night guy was fun. The night guy was fun, pretending to be the Knights Mora defeated by the Shah. That was hilarious. But yeah. A lot of very powerful moments during this whole exhibit, especially the straining relationship between Pepe and her new best bud, Zubayr, was that kind of hit pretty strongly, not gonna lie. And then the bonding scenes with Narantuya, that was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. Now for that, I will have clips. That was a scene. And then, I obviously don't know because I haven't continued right now, but are those two Beast Lords? That's not what I expected. Well, I guess we'll see when the story continues. If these two are Beast Lords, that is wild. Seeing two different kinds of Beast Lords is, yeah, pretty wild in the same place. If they are. If they are, of course. But yeah, we'll see about that next time. Before I leave you guys off into the clip section, first and foremost, let's welcome in Papyrus. Oh. Thank you, game. It's apparently reset time. Thank you, Amiya. Thank you. Thank you, game. Thank you. You're disrupting me. Here. Bonus material for the video. What is... Anyway. The thing I wanted to do. Welcome on board.
Konnichiwa. Pepeに言われてきました。オフィスから飛び出して旅に出る決心がついたら、ここに来てドクターという方を訪ねるといいよとのことなので、何のドクターかまでは聞いてなくて、ただ会えばわかるからって猫が。
Pepe, what did you tell her? What did you tell her? Anyway, that will be it. Enjoy the clip section, and as always guys, thank you very much. If you enjoyed this, please consider leaving a like. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Much more on the channel and much more to come in the future. And of course, if you want to support me and my work more directly, memberships are open. And as always, the memberships are only optional. No video will be behind any of the memberships. It is purely there to support me and the channel. Thank you for the members that are there and are doing the supporting already. Thank you very much, guys. And yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.
Fetch!
Wait. Wait, she's playing with this thing? Alright then. Well, that's a dog, if I squint my eyes very hard.
Tell that to Pepe, she's yelling at part of the museum's
collection. She's yelling at the mummy. What is happening? Alright.
You sure you don't want to stop her? I'm starting to feel sorry for that corpse cowering in a corner.
What the fuck? Excuse me.
Look, Anat, she's trying to remove part of the museum's collection. Pepe, Zubayr Effendi, is a valuable part of a museum's collection. We must ensure that he is stored under appropriate conditions, and I can't allow him to be exposed to the elements. Leave that thought and do your research here. Do not go out. 40% increase in funding next year? No. Double? Double. My staff will be watching you all times.
Also, I need to look up what that means. Fuck's sake. Oh my god.
What are you people talking about? Isn't this oval of light just like a golden slipper?
Slipper?
Yes, I'm winning that gem of a golden slipper that's been passed down through my family for generations.
What? What? What now? What is that family heirloom? Huh? Who passes down a slipper even if it's gold? I mean, if it's solid gold, sure. But what the hell? Also a single slipper? No! Pizza! My cup! Wait, pizza? Okay. I'm presuming... That is not a word I was expecting to hear today. Okay. I'm presuming this is from another language, but this word, I mean, it exists in my language as well. I do not know if it means something else in... I'm presuming it's... The fuck? Okay, to put it simply, I think... Oh god, what was it? I think I looked up a translation for this word at one point in my life. I think in English it means twat, but like in British English. How to best put this? In Croatian, it is pretty much almost the same word, but it's a derivative from the word pussy. So it doesn't obviously make sense in this kind of scenario in English, but this is funny. What the pizza? What the hell? Why? I wonder in which language is this they're pulling this from. I highly doubt that. I mean, she's Knight's Mora, so what? No, they're speaking Mongolian. That is a different language. Do they have that word in there? I don't know. Anyway. Hey guys, I'm finally inside a mysterious room of the... Oh god. Oh my god, what is happening? Fucking live streamers, are you shitting me? Oh, General of the Shah! A few words of for your defeated foe, perhaps?
Back in my day.
Back in my day, shut up, you old fart.
I made an announcement, and lots of people came to see me with similar looking gems, but they were all useless stones.
Why did that just enter my brain? Why did that stupid clip enter my brain just now? I kept saying gems so many times during all of these recording. Why now? Jams. Why did I remember this now? Why did... Oh my god, my brain. I think my brain is going loopy. Jams. Anyway. Climbing up a ladder and opening the glass shade to light it. Ah! Help! Help! There's a dead guy haunting me! Wow. 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 Wow.
Oh wait, I did get something already. I got a golden slipper thrown in my face after you scared me last night.
Do you have any suggestions?
Wait, you found the... Wait, you... Wait, you found the other slipper or some shit? Because the other one was sunken. What the hell? Wow. This woman has incredible bad luck, but at the same time incredible good luck? What the... Okay.
She should have understood by signal. Narantuya, if you're truly a descendant of the Knight's Mora, a treasury awaits you.
Of course. Of course. Of course. There's a tomb for the Knight's Mora. Of course. I mean, the Shahansha and I can't remember his name. The Knight's Mora from the past, they work together. Of course he would get a freaking tomb for himself and treasure inside. Of course there would be one. Well... She has amazing luck and she has the shittiest luck at the same time. It's beautiful.
He finally followed the notices and sent around and came here. Mia, woof. Well done. Well done, Latvar.
You have earned our praise.
What the hell? Oh. Oh. Oh, you little shits. Oh, you little shits. Are they beast lords? Oh, the Anubis and the cat, yes. Well, the dog that looks like an Anubis. Okay. Oh, that is amazing. Oh, that is amazing. Oh, oh yes. Oh yes, more beast lore, let's go. And two of them at the same time, what the hell?